5.6, the directors want to establish another branch in a different area next year. They will need finance of 1.5 million to do this. One of the directors has suggested that they finance expansion by increasing loans instead of issuing new shares. Quote and explain two financial indicators support his opinion. Also explain two other factors who have advised that the director should consider before embarking on this expansion. Okay, so it's about financing and whether it's a good idea to obtain another loan of 1.5 million. So the first question is, will the banks supply a loan to us? In other words, we have to look what is our debt as a ratio to our equity. For each R1 of equity, how much debt do we have? Because if we have too much debt, it might be problematic to obtain the loans. So the debt equity ratio, if we go to our financial indicators, was 0.6 to 1 the previous financial year. We had to calculate it for this financial year, so let's go and revisit our calculation. In 5.3.3 we calculated the debt equity ratio, and then we determined it is 0.3 to 1. So in fact it decreased considerably, so it is at a fairly safe level. So we have a lot of own equity and only a small part of debt. So if we would take out the loan, let's recalculate what would be our new debt equity ratio. So in fact we will have to add 1.5 million because that's the loans we intend to take out. So 1,500,000, and then it would be at 0.4 rands debt for every R1 equity. So even that is at a better situation than it was previous year. So since we had a significant improvement from the last year to this year of 0.3 to 1, we would safely be able to take out a new loan from the bank's perspectives. Now the other question is, we have to ask ourselves, will we actually make a return on our loan? In other words, what is the interest rate of our loan, and what return can we generate on our capital employed? Can we actually generate a rate of return of more than 11%? Because if we go to our balance sheet, we will see our loan from Unity Bank is at 11% per annum. So as long as any loans that we take out, we generate more than 11%, then we are in a pretty good condition. So let's go and see what did we calculate as our return on average shareholders equity. Well, actually not on shareholders equity, it should be the return on capital employed, and that return was 21%, over 21%, as we previously calculated. So it is nearly double the rate of loan. So I would definitely advise the directors that financing via loan is a good option, as we are creating a return of nearly double the interest rate that we have to pay back. So to come to the other portion of the question, the factors, two other factors that the director should consider. Well, if they start a new branch in a new area, well, the one thing is whether there is a demand for the product in that new area or region. And my advice would be that you first do some market research to see if there's sufficient demand. The next consideration that I am thinking about is you will need new employees in that new area. So how productive will those employees be? How efficient will they be? So in that perspective, my advice will be that a thorough training program will have to be launched initially.